work like for.
You guys have good coffee. How'd this happen? You guys were really bouncing around in here while I was pulling you over.
Yeah.
Hello there, Trooper Rowley with Highway Patrol. That's a lot of pizza.
Filming an episode for cops, aren't you?
So have you ever heard of Ride with the Hive?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So this is Ride with the Hive.
That's awesome.
That's what we're filming for.
Okay, well, we're not in California anymore.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back. That's right, with the Hive.
Hello Utah, this is Trooper Rowley with Utah Highway Patrol. We're here in Utah County doing some patrol, and welcome back to another episode of Ride with the Hive. This is absolutely fantastic. I love this job. Driver this black Tesla. I am now pacing him up to 81, and he was holding his phone in both hands while changing lanes at the same time. He's now going 83. Speed limit is only 70. Him up right here. Hopefully he notices, because the shoulder up here is pretty decent. If he doesn't pull over quickly, I hope he waits for the Timpanogos Highway exit. So it's totally okay if you're getting pulled over, you don't feel safe pulling over on the freeway, as long as you can show to us that you are yielding, you understand that we're behind you and pulling you over. It's okay if you go to the next exit. It's very common. People do it all the time, which is what this vehicle right here is doing. I know that there's good space up here, so I'm actually happy that he's doing that. This will just make it to where I'm safer and they're safer as well. So as long as you're yielding, use your blinker, use your hazard lights, or go slower than what you were before, and we know you're stopping, it is totally fine to go to the next exit. Hello there, Trooper Rowley with Highway Patrol.
Yeah, sorry that. Side of the road, so I didn't.
No, you're good. Absolutely, no.
Had a
This
tire from getting there.
this is a very good spot to pull over. So I pulled you over just because you're using your phone with both hands as you were passing other vehicles back there. Can't be. I was watching you manipulate it. Can't be doing that. You're holding it up there on top of the steering wheel.
Trying to make a call. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what we got to use Siri for, or using the touch screen on the tablet there. That's, what is that? The dash. And then you're also speeding. So once you passed right past me, you went up to 83 as I was driving right behind you. Speed limit's only 70.
Oh, okay.
Did you notice that?
Well, I have it in self-drive.
The self-drive?
And most of the time it stays pretty good.
Okay.
I guess but it does keep up with, it kind of moves with traffic.
Yeah.
So that was my bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Just make sure you're paying attention with that. It wasn't too serious on the speed, but you did go up to 83 and you were continuing to go as I even pulled you over. Okay. Do you have the proof of insurance for the vehicle? Yeah, so even in the self-drive, we still can't be using the phone, okay?
Yeah, no, you're right. That was my bad.
Okay, that looks good. All right, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, sir. So I had you do two things, using the phone and then speeding. So I'm going to give you a warning for the speed, and then I'm going to give you a citation for using the cell phone, okay? Just be a little bit more aware.
For sure.
Maybe if you're on self-drive, just make sure it's not self-driving too fast. Yeah. But like I said, the speeding is just a warning. Yeah. But I do see a lot the self-drive, people using self-drive and then being on their cell phone. So just be careful with that, okay? Yeah, so one of the most common things I see with a lot of these newer vehicles that have the self-drive technology is the cell phone violations. Just seems like people are a little too reliant upon the technology. And the state statute does not state that you can manipulate your phone or use your phone while using the self-drive mode. You still are responsible for everything that happens while you're operating that vehicle. Same thing goes as to where if you were impaired and you're using a self-drive vehicle, it's the same thing. You are still responsible and you are still the one operating the motor vehicle. In just a minute, there is a dark sedan that's going to pass us. I just watched them cross over the double white HOV lines. This car right here on our left. And it does not appear like they have any passengers, which is probably why they got out, but they could. There could be kids in the back. However, you cannot cross the double white HOV lines. So I am going to wait until we get around this turn. The shoulder's a little bit better as we come down the hill. And we'll go see why they crossed the double white lines. Hello there, Trooper Rowley with Highway Patrol. So I pulled you over because I watched you cross the double white lines back there. Do you have an HOV pass?
I don't.
Okay, is that why you got out of the HOV lane as soon as you saw me?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, you know it's a pretty hefty fine. It's like basically the most expensive infraction to be in there alone, okay? And then, not a violation or anything, but I was just gonna say, as you're coming to a stop on the shoulder, maybe just do it a little bit more gradual.
Yeah.
That way we're not cutting across those last couple lanes and then slowing down so quickly.
Yeah.
That way it's just a little bit more safe, okay? It is a Utah license plate, so I may or may not be able to see it on my end, so
Yeah.
I hope I can see that it's valid though, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back in a minute. The driver does not have any passengers and does not have any HOV lane pass, and she did in fact state that that's why she crossed double white lines, because she didn't want to pass me when she had no passengers in her car. I then did also explain something. If you're ever getting pulled over, just make sure as you're pulling over to the right, you're not stopping suddenly while you're in the lanes of traffic, and then especially as you're in that far right lane, don't just slam on your brakes as you're going onto the shoulder. That just makes it a little unsafe for us and the traffic that's still behind us, because we still have to get over safely. All right, did you find that?
My dad sent it over.
Okay.
I don't know if that's
So
valid.
I was also able to see it is valid. Just make sure you always have a current one on your phone or in the vehicle at all times, okay? All right, so 2 violations. You cross the white lines, fail to obey a traffic control device, and then you're in the HOV lane, you can't be in that, okay? I'm giving you a warning for being in the HOV lane, which is a good break because that's a very expensive citation. And then I'm just giving you a citation for crossing the double white lines, okay? Simple infraction. Yep, any other questions?
No, okay, thank you.
Okay, drive safe, just stay out of the HOV lane, okay? Okay. We are now en route to a crash in Lehigh on the southbound side of the freeway. Should be the reporting party saying 4 vehicles involved and that there is a large bumper in the middle of the passing lane. So we need to get up there and make sure these vehicles are okay and make sure that there's also no vehicle parts in the middle of the road that are going to cause damage. When I'm coming up to vehicles, I like to stay towards this left shoulder, that way hopefully the people will move to the right. And just like those vehicles did, you are absolutely allowed to cross over the double white lines when an emergency vehicle is behind you and approaching you, because we would like you to move to the right. So when approaching you with the lights on, feel free to cross the double white lines to get out of our way when we have our flashing red and blues on behind you. Solid 610, 1023. 10-4 southbound, 280 on the left shoulder. Bumper's still in passing lane. I'm going to get it out now. Stop. Stop. Thank you. Stop. Solid 610, the debris out of traffic. I'll be out with the crash. Hello there, Trooper Rowley with Highway Patrol. How'd this happen? Okay. So you were in the front initially? Hi there, Trooper Rowley with Highway Patrol. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm just a little.
Do you have any injuries or anything?
No, my neck kind of hurts, but no, I'm okay.
Do you need to be seen by an ambulance?
No, I'm okay. I think
Okay.
it's more of like the shock. I've never been in a crash before, so I'm just like, whew.
Okay. What happened from your point of view? Hi there, Trooper Rowley, Highway Patrol. What happened from your point of view? Just got hit?
Yeah.
Okay. She was saying that she thinks she hit you and then the other car behind hit her after. Is that how you felt it?
That's how I saw it too.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get another trooper to come and slow down traffic for us. That way we can get this moved off the exit, because all the vehicles, theirs has good damage, but it should be able to drive slowly so we can go the way. That way I don't have to handle this here, where this is. Do you have your license on you and then your insurance for your car? So we're on this crash. We're on the left shoulder, which is not a good spot for crashes to be. There was some debris in the road as well, but we want to get this off of the left shoulder as soon as possible because we're creating a hazard over here, which can cause more traffic backups, which is, nobody wants that. So what we have behind us, we have a trooper that's going to be performing a slowdown for us, which is when the trooper uses all their lights and sirens, and they're slowing down traffic and taking all the lanes by basically doing this swerving maneuver across the road. Anytime you see a trooper or an officer performing that movement, that is them indicating that they are stopping traffic. So if you are behind that vehicle,
moving down there at all?
just make sure that you do stop and stay behind that trooper, because he is stopping the traffic for us to either clear debris from the road, or in this case, once traffic is stopped, we're going to move this crash off of the next available exit, so we can figure out this report and figure out what happened in a safer location. Salt Lake 610. We're getting this moved off the 279 to the subway parking lot. So usually it's the same number.
Okay, so I'll just go up with this.
For your claims and the case number, perfect. And then where are you trying to get to? All right, so now that we're moved off to a safe place, we're going to conduct the rest of the traffic accident investigation, get them the forms that they need, and then they'll be on their way. We got this white semi truck up here in the passing lane, which they're not allowed to be in. He's been in there for over a mile now. He's also speeding, going up to about 76 miles per hour. You can't, in the state of Utah, anytime there is 3 or more lanes on a highway, a commercial vehicle 18,000 pounds or greater is not allowed to be in that left lane. So, as a former semi-truck driver, this is something that I really love to enforce. So once we get a good clearing, I'm going to go and stop this semi-truck. So when we're pulling over a semi-truck, I'm always positioning myself in one of their mirrors. Right now I'm in the driver's side mirror, and because if you're directly behind a semi-truck and you can't see his mirrors, then he cannot see you. So I'm going to try and lead him over and take the lane. That way no vehicles try to go in between us, because I'm going to give him more space than I would normally give a passenger car. Hello there, sir. Trooper Rowley with Highway Patrol. So any reason why you're over in the left lane?
Traffic just got me caught up and I went to the left lane. I was trying to go to the right.
I've been following you for almost 2 miles, over 2 miles, and there were plenty of opportunities for you to get over.
I just couldn't get over, boss.
There were...
I didn't want to cause an accident. There was a high speed chase.
So while I've been following you, there was absolutely plenty of space for you to pull over.
Yeah.
I was a semi-truck driver myself before this, and I know for a fact that you had enough space, you had plenty of chances to get over right there.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. So you're also going up to 76, the speed limit's only 70. And in my opinion, I don't think that's safe for a big rig to be doing that.
Oh, no, I shouldn't. No, I didn't know. I got low pole tires. It changed my speedometer.
Yeah.
So I was using my GPS, but I didn't.
Okay, do you have your license on you?
Yeah, I do.
And then your permit book with the that shows the registration and the insurance? Yeah, so I'm not doing an inspection on you. I'm just stopping you for that violation, okay?
I'm sorry, boss. I'm kind of like you.
Okay, I'll be back in just a minute, okay? Are good to open it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sir. So, 2 violations. You're speeding. You know you're speeding. I'm giving you a warning for the speed, okay? I'm giving you a citation, which is an infraction for being in the left lane for that long, okay?
Does that count against your license?
I'm not sure, okay? I'm not the court, I'm not insurance, I'm just the officer giving you the citation, okay?
You don't know if this counts against my license?
Nope, I don't know about that, okay? I just need you to stay out of that left lane,
Yeah.
and then you do not need to be going that fast.
No.
Because the way traffic slowed down right there, right after you're going that fast,
Yeah.
if there's any hiccup in your brakes or anything like that, you're gonna fly through those vehicles, okay?
Yeah.
And that's not okay.
I ain't trying to hurt me or anyone.
Exactly. No questions at all?
No. Is this bad on your record?
It's just an infraction. It's not criminal. You're not going to jail or anything like that. It's like getting a basic speeding ticket or something like that, okay?
I don't have any. I don't want any.
Well,
It's
then
okay.
I would just be a little bit more cautious with how you're driving, especially in this big rig.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, sir. You drive safe. Just passed us as we were getting on the freeway, going fast. Got him up to 91 miles per hour. They now left their lane a little bit after we turned on the lights, and they are going to the left, which when we pull you over, always go to the right. Salt Lake 610 cents. Hey there, Trooper Rowley with Highway Patrol. So when I was getting on the freeway, you passed us and you were going up to 91.
Oh,
Speed limit's only 70. Why are we going that fast?
I'm not in a hurry, so I don't
Okay,
really know
see
why.
that?
I think I was just getting caught up in talking, didn't pay attention to the speed,
Okay.
and I don't really like cruising.
Okay. Do you have the insurance and registration for the car?
I don't have registration, probably for
So you haven't registered the car for a couple of years?
that's the last.
Okay, in the state of Utah, we can impound your vehicle after 90 days. I'm just letting you know I'm not planning on impounding your car, but that is a long time. I'm looking at this, that is a long time expired, okay?
Thank you for not.
You need to get that taken care of, okay? I do need to be able to see the insurance though, because that's a bigger deal. Okay, all right, I'll be back in a minute. Pulled this driver over. She was going 91 in a 70. She stated she doesn't like using cruise control and then just lost track of how fast she was going. Her latest registration expired about 9 months ago, but she does have valid insurance for the car. Okay, so the registration expired in July of last year, so it's not quite a couple years, but it's still pretty far. I'm going to give you a citation for that and a citation for speeding at 81 and a 70 instead of 91 and a 70, okay? So I took 10 off. And then next time, if you ever get pulled over, even if you're in these lanes, make sure you pull over to the right, okay?
I was like, what do I do? And he's like, I don't know. We've never been pulled over.
Yeah, that's
like,
okay.
on the interstate like this, so I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, so just always pull over to the right, because the vehicles that tend to be traveling faster are over in these lanes,
Okay,
on the left side,
Yeah,
okay?
no,
Do you have any questions?
that won't happen ever again.
Okay, just make sure you handle it no later than 14 business days, all right? Yep, drive safe. just changed into lane 2 up there. So we're running LiDAR. And we just had this vehicle pass us at 91. Now they appear to be distracted. Looks like it's a group full of teenagers that might be confused. Hello there, Trooper Rowley with Highway Patrol. So you're going 91 back there as you pass me. How come you're going that fast? You got a what? A wedding? Here, can you roll that window up over there just so I can hear you better? What was the reason? Okay. Do you have your license on you?
Yeah, it's actually
All right, well, you're supposed to keep it up here with you because you got to have it on your person. Do you have a picture of it? Is it, you do have a picture of it? Okay, that'll work. You guys were really bouncing around in here while I was pulling you over.
Yeah, I
Okay. Everything's okay though? All right. Okay. All right, I'll be back in a minute. So this car passed me while I was on the shoulder at 91. And when I was pulling them over, they were making a lot of furtive movements and bouncing around in the car. They said they were just very confused because he didn't know what to do as soon as he saw the flashing lights, which I would believe. He did seem kind of nervous. He said he's on a way to a wedding or something of the sorts. All right, so you were going 21 over. I'm gonna cite you for 11 over. So still citation, however, I took 10 off, okay? You have any questions for me? All right, just try to be more aware of your speed, okay? Yeah, drive safe. Looked like he was like editing a photo or something. Hello there, Trooper Rowley with Highway Patrol. That's a lot of pizza. So I pulled you over because you were using your phone there for a bit. Looked like you were like editing a photo or doing something. What were you doing?
just on social media.
Social media? All right, so we can't be doing that while we're driving. Do you have your license on you? And just have that ready for me to confirm when I come back, okay? I'll be back in a minute. All right, we observed this driver on our right. He was using both of his hands to view and edit some sort of photo, is what I was able to observe. He stated that he was on social media. So when I approached the passenger window of this car, first thing I noticed, other than the driver, was just a big plate with a plate with just a mountain of pizza slices on it, which not something I see every time I pull somebody over. So something I like to do when I'm stopping vehicles is personalize myself and mention something other than, you know, the fact that I'm a cop and that I've pulled them over for a violation. That way they also understand that I'm just a human and this can just be a conversation between the two of us. All right, did you find that insurance? All right, so I'm giving you a citation for using the phone while driving. Can't be on social media while we're driving. No. Any questions for me?
No.
All right, drive safe. Yep. So this black Audi in lane 1 just came up behind us at 91, realized that I was right there, and slammed on its brakes. So we are going to pull it over. Would you roll down this window, please? What's that? Can you? Oh, thank you. Okay, you're good. You can roll back up. Thanks. It's just tinted, so I was just making sure. So I'm Trooper Rowley with Highway Patrol. When you came up behind me back there, you're going 91, and you knew that. Because as soon as you noticed I was there, you slammed on your brakes. There was another Audi back there, or another nice car, kind of like yours. Do you know that car?
Trying to get around me. Well, sorry.
let me correct myself. I was trying to get around the car that was to the left of me. That
Yeah.
was in the the far left lane, not the HOV lane, but the one before that. But the other Audi, he was also trying to get out there.
Yeah.
But, there was traffic coming out of it.
Yeah. So at the point I
I know
observed
what
you
I
guys,
was
you were at 91. I think he was around somewhere like 86, 87 is what I was getting him at. So do you have your license on you?
Yes, sir, I did.
Speed limit is only 70.
I'm sorry.
I do, however, appreciate you signaling that you were yielding and then coming to a safer place to pull over, though, because this is a very good place.
Grandpa, I'm actually going to be getting a tattoo right here on my grandpa's badge. She was chief of police in Superior County for 15
Very cool.
years. So I love and respect you guys. And
Awesome.
respect
We still can't go 91, though, okay?
I know, I'm so sorry.
All right, man. I'll be back in a minute, okay? All right. So this car observed him, and there was another vehicle that, by the headlights, it looked to be similar to this one, kind of an Audi sports car. This one was going 91. The other one was going around 86 to 88, but I never really got a good visual of the other one. This guy kind of confirmed what I observed, though. The other one was trying to get around him. They were both trying to get around, and then he was going 91. He stated that I think he said his grandfather was a retired Sevier County police chief, which that's pretty cool. And he very much supports law enforcement.
Filming an episode for cops, aren't you?
So have you ever heard of Ride with the Hive?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So this is Ride with the Hive.
That's awesome.
That's what we're filming for.
I'm going to be featured on Ride with the Hive.
No one's gonna see your name or anything like that, but hey, I appreciate your honesty. You didn't argue or anything like that. You were going 91, 21 over the speed limit, okay? So what I did for you,
Was it 70?
the speed limit's 70, yes.
Where did it switch from 75 to 70?
So it is 70 all the way from somewhere in Ogden, all the way past Spanish Fork.
You serious?
Yes, sir. So that's a pretty good stretch of freeway. Well, regardless, I'm only citing you for 9 over instead of 21 over, all right? But we're going 91, which that's pretty friggin' fast, okay?
I'm sorry. I know what I did. I'm guilty of it.
Yeah, and because you're honest, you owned up to it. I'm not. That's why I'm cutting you a break. Most people are not going to get that kind of a break on 21 miles per hour over, but it's still pretty fast.
Sure.
Any questions at all?
Sure.
All right, just be a little bit more aware of your speed, okay?
I'm sorry.
All good, man. This is my job. You don't need to say sorry to me.
Well, thank you for doing your job.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you.
This sedan just came up behind us going 91 in lane 1. I am now currently driving next to him. Even after they passed me, he's still going 82, 83 and left their lane there to the left. Gonna wait till this overpass and then light it up. Well, there I'm Trooper Rowley with Highway Patrol. When you're coming up behind me there, you're going 91.
Oh,
How come we're going that fast?
I'm sorry, I wasn't even realizing. So.
Okay, yeah, and then even after you passed me and I was driving just behind you and to your right, you're still going 82, 83, and you kind of left your lane over there to the left. Yeah, so the double white HOV lines? Yeah, your tires were in the middle of those 2 lines for a little bit. Were you on your cell phone? Distracted by anything?
I think my mom just did the same.
Okay. Do you have your license on you? Thank you very much. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute, all right? She did not realize she was going that fast, and she stated that she thinks her mind was just drifting, and that's why she was leaving her lane. Okay, so I'm going to give you a citation for speeding for 11 over instead of 21 over, and then I'm giving you a warning for failure to operate within your lane, okay? Do you have any questions for me? Okay, are you doing all right? Okay. Are you going to be able to drive home safely? All right. Do you have any questions at all? Okay, drive safe. Code 4. You doing okay? Do you need me to call anybody?
I just stopped paying attention for 1 second.
Okay, well, I am just a person if you need to. If you just need to talk.
Oh, I'm okay. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, because I just want to make sure you're safe to drive once you keep going. I don't want you to get in a crash or anything. Is there anything I can do for you? Can I call someone for you? All right, well, I'm going to stay behind you with my lights on just so you're a little bit safer.
Yeah.
And you just take the time that you need, okay? Just try and take some deep breaths. You're welcome. If you need anything at all, just raise your hand out the window or something like that, and I can do what I can, all right? Okay, just try and take some big deep breaths, and then as soon as you feel like you're okay to drive, just get on going, and I'll just be back here, just making sure you don't get hit by anybody, okay? Issued the person the citation and told her she was free to go. She's just she's feeling a little bit emotional, a little scared, which this is common. It can happen sometimes if somebody's never really been pulled over before. In these situations, I'll see if I can do something for them. Ultimately, she told me she doesn't need any help from me. So what I will do in this situation is I don't want to leave her just in her dark car on the side of the road with no protection, essentially. So I'm gonna stay here behind her with my red and blues on, just to make sure she's safer and I just told her, take her time, take some deep breaths, and make sure she feels good to go before she starts driving again. Hey,
Sorry.
do you need me to call your mom? Just
It's okay. I just need a minute.
you can't breathe?
It's okay.
Have you ever heard of box breathing? Do you want to try it? What's that? Okay. Go ahead and just sit back, sit up straight. Just picture a box in your mind, and what you're going to do is take a big deep breath in. Code 4. Take a big deep breath, slow deep breath in all the way up one of the sides, then go across the top, letting it out slowly. And go down the other side, taking a deep breath in. Let it out slowly, and just keep doing that. Just keep breathing, okay? This is something that I do when I've gone through trainings and things or had any kind of hard moments. I was taught to do these kinds of breathing techniques to help me if I'm having kind of a panic attack or something, and usually helps. Seems like you might be breathing a little bit better. So the only thing is we don't want to be on the side of the freeway for too much longer. Does that make sense? It's just pretty dangerous on the side of the road. There is an exit pretty close up here. Do you think you could take some more deep breaths and get calmed down to at least get to that exit? There's a gas station over there. It's called the Love's gas station. You can go over there, and then you can take all the time you need in that parking lot. What do you think about that? Before we start going, let's do a little bit more of those deep breaths. Okay, you think you're okay now? All right, I'm gonna go back over to my vehicle, okay? You just take off as soon as you're ready, all right? Okay, I hope you have a good night. Code 4. If you end up needing assistance or anything, make sure you reach out, okay? And reach out before something goes bad, all right? Because we're here for you. But we can only help you if we know that you need assistance, all right? Okay, do some more deep breaths. Just get relaxed and then take off whenever you're ready, okay? All right, is it okay if I go back to my car now? You have a good night, okay? Upon talking to her a little bit more and just observing what was going on, she's very clearly having a panic attack. So I just was advising her to do some breathing. It's just a technique called box breathing. That is something that, you know, we're a lot, if you've ever gone through therapy or in law enforcement training, or we deal with stressful situations, it's just a good technique that can help relieve some of that stress and get your heart rate down. And it worked. I had her do some of those big deep breaths and she got much calmer. She got some music playing and now she's back on her way and was a lot more calm.